The United States has switched from the empirical system, which we utilize today as ounces, pounds, cups, gallons, miles, inches, to the metric system. It is also known as the International System of Units, or SI for short. As someone who works in the medical field, excuse me, I often have to convert from pounds to kilograms and from ounces to liters. It would be much easier if everything we use were in the same units so that we would not have to spend unnecessary time converting back and forth. The main reasons the United States should switch is because over 95% of the world uses the metric system as its current standard of measurement. It is used here in the US more than what we think, and it is much easier to use than the system that we know today. The biggest reason why we should switch to the metric system is we are one out of the 3 countries in the world today that are not using it as the standard of measurement. The only 2 other countries are Libya and Burma, thus making traveling to foreign countries difficult because we don't know what units they're using. But there are many areas every day that we use the metric system, such as computers, wines and spirits, and soft drinks. And if you take a look in your pantry, almost everything is labeled with both empirical measurements and the metric system. Now that we know how useful it would be to convert, let's consider how hard it would be to actually do so. We are taught the basics of the metric system in elementary school, and in middle school, high school, and in college level classes we use it in our science courses. Today in the US, there are 3 big areas that use the metric system as their standard of measurement: in the medical world, the scientific community, and through commerce and trade. I used to work in a pharmacy, and oftentimes we'd have to reconstitute medications like amoxicillin. In order to do so, we would have to measure out a specific amount of water, and that amount of water would be in milliliters. And then also, prescriptions would come in written from doctors saying take 5 mLs every 8 hours. And because most people do not know what that means, we'd have to convert it to say take 1 teaspoonful every 8 hours. We have talked about how the US uses the metric system more than we realize. And if we were to convert, it would be difficult at first, but it would make life easier. So I found a recipe for chocolate chip cookies of what it would be like in the metric system. It would need 550 mLs of unsifted flour, 5 mLs of baking soda, 5 mLs of salt, 250 mLs of butter or margarine, 175 mLs of granulated sugar, 175 mLs firmly packed brown sugar, 5 mLs of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, 2 168-gram packages of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and 250 mLs of chopped nuts. And even our measurements have listed both on them the metric system and the empirical system. I'm sure you can't really see that, but and if any of you have used the metric system before, you know it's pretty easy to use, especially when converting from unit to unit. In order to convert from one unit to another, you just have to move the decimal point to the left or to the right, however many units you're converting. So, in conclusion, the U.S. should transition to using the metric system to be uniform with the rest of the world. We already use it in so many areas that we don't even realize. And if we were to switch completely, it would make many of our lives much easier because we wouldn't have to convert from metric to what we know. But luckily there's an app for that on your phone if you need to do that. And things like traveling around the world would be less stressful, and you can just enjoy your vacation. Thank you.